Maisie from HPC, and in this Toolbox talk video, I will discuss the use of PPE in the workplace. Personal protective equipment, commonly known as PPE, is any equipment intended to be worn or held by people at work to protect them against a chemical, biological, or physical risk to their health and safety. PPE is typically worn to protect the eyes, head, ears, hands, respiratory system, body, and feet, and this includes equipment such as safety helmets, gloves, eye protection, high visibility clothing, safety footwear, water and weatherproof clothing, safety harnesses, insulated clothing, and respiratory protective equipment. PPE should be used as the final line of defence or along with other risk control measures. Employers should first conduct inspections, risk assessments, and gap analyses. If the strictest controls are not enough to eliminate all risks associated with the job task, PPE should be then considered. There are a number of benefits of using PPE in the workplace. Some include it prevents unnecessary injury or illness in the workplace. It helps to protect employees against chemical exposure. It prevents the spread of germs or infectious diseases. It aids businesses to comply with a number of health and safety regulations and requirements. And it also helps to improve employee productivity and efficiency. There are several key points to consider when using PPE in the workplace. Firstly, all PPE provided must be suitable for the risk identified in the work activity risk assessment. If it's not, this should be reported. Work sites should also regularly be checked to identify any new need for PPE. Employees must wear or use any PPE provided by a company for their health and safety. Failure to do so by employees could result in them facing disciplinary action. Employers also have a duty to ensure that their employees use the PPE and use it in the intended way. Employers must check that the PPE is compatible and that both themselves and their employees are sufficiently trained in the use of the PPE provided. When not in use, PPE should be stored in a suitable and safe place. The PPE used or worn must not create a new risk. For example, if it obstructs movement where there is limited space. If a new risk is identified, this must be reported immediately. If the PPE used becomes ineffective, you must report it. For example, if it becomes worn out or broken, parts are missing, or if it requires maintenance or cleaning. Examples of PPE for the face and eyes include safety goggles and face shields. These are typically used to protect against work tasks that can cause eye damage, loss of vision, and burns. These hazards include projectile objects, chemical splashes, and radiant energy sources from gas welding, soldering, and lasers. Some examples for PPE for hearing include earmuffs, preformed or moulded earplugs, and single-use earplugs. These are used when completing work tasks with excessive noise that could cause hearing problems and loss of hearing. PPE for respiratory protection includes full-face respirators, gas masks, N95 respirators, and surgical masks. This type of PPE protects against harmful materials that can be inhaled into the body, including gases, chemicals, and large particle droplets, sprays, splashes, or splatters that contain viruses or bacteria. PPE for the skin and body includes protection for the head, body, hands, feet, and legs, and against falls. It is used and worn to prevent injuries caused by physical hazards such as falling objects, falling from height, extreme temperatures, radiation, flames and sparks, toxic chemicals, and sharp materials. PPE for head protection includes hard hats and headgear. These are usually worn when performing work tasks that can cause any force or object to fall on the head. PPE for body protection includes safety vests and suits. These are usually worn when carrying out tasks that can cause body injuries. For example, if they're in extreme temperatures, there's flames and sparks, toxic chemicals, insect bites, and radiation. PPE for hand protection includes safety gloves. This PPE is worn when employees complete tasks that could cause hand and skin burns, absorption of harmful substances, cuts, fractures, or amputations. PPE for foot and leg protection includes safety boots and knee pads. These should be used for work tasks that can cause foot and leg injuries, including falling or moving objects, hot substances, electrical hazards, or slippery surfaces. There's also PPE in place for fall protection, which include harnesses and lanyards. This type of PPE should be used for tasks that cause falling from heights, as well as serious injury or death. If you require any support or guidance on the use of PPE in the workplace, please do not hesitate to get in touch with the HBC team today.